Example of mirror accusations is Chabad Lubavitch. The article you can see right now on the screen. So the article is demonization of this group in Russia. For example, in Russia, Chabad Lubavitch Hasidism is demonized by the very same Alexander Dworkin and Alexei Pavlov, a senior Russian security official with labels they use, such as sect, agents of the US, and even fascists, no matter how absurd it may sound. This action by such high-ranking official and anti-cult advocate was intended to signal both law enforcement and radicals that representatives of Chabad are not individuals with constitutionally protected rights, but rather enemies of society and dangerous agents sent from the US with inhumane agenda. It implied that they could be dealt with using the same methods employed against Jehovah's Witnesses in Russia: arsons of homes, beatings, fabricated criminal cases, deprivation of parental rights, imprisonment, and the placement of children in orphanages controlled by raiders. Meanwhile, in the United States, using Goebbels' mirroring propaganda methods, Chabad is labeled as destructive cult, extremists, and agents of Putin. From an analytical perspective, this pattern resembles what is commonly described as mirror propaganda, a communication technique in which accusations are projected onto targeted groups in a way that reverse or obscures the original source of radicalization or hostility. This method has repeatedly appeared within transnational anti-cult environments associated with the Russian organization Razors, headed by Alexander Dworkin, the public figure we already mentioned today. The observable increase in hostile narratives directed against the Chabad Lubavitch movement should therefore not be viewed as a series of isolated or spontaneous incidents. Rather, it may be understood as a part of a broader pattern of coordinated stigmatizing activity disseminated through interconnected anti-cult and ideological networks.
Okay, so what happens if such disinformation narratives move beyond individuals or minorities or groups and begin targeting entire societies?
Thank you, Carolina. That's actually a very good question because at more advanced stage, this labeling pattern evolves from targeted smear campaigns into a broader process of collective stigmatization. At that stage, the object of disinformation is no longer a specific individual or a group, but entire nations, political systems, or cultural spheres. These entities are framed through a generalized narrative of a threat, extremism, irrationality, or moral deviation. A recurring linguistic tool that we observe in this phase is the use of labels such as sect and cult, which function as a shortcut for delegitimization, implying irrationality, danger, and incompatibility with normal society. Importantly, this shift represents not only the increase in scale, but also a change in function. While earlier stages aim to isolate specific targets, this level of escalation contributes to the construction of an enemy image in the societal or geopolitical level. This pattern can be observed in Russian-produced stigmatization narratives describing Ukraine as satanic or framing the broader Western world as a sect or a cult. These formulations are typically brief and slogan-like, but highly effective in shaping perception by reducing complex political realities into emotionally charged categories. A more structured example of this escalation can be traced back to earlier Russian public discourse. During and following Ukraine's 2004-2005 Orange Revolution, narratives increasingly emerged in Russian media claiming that political processes in Ukraine were influenced or even orchestrated by so-called cults or destructive sects.